What's going on, everyone? It's time for another psychological horror thriller film review. Today we're going to talk about a film called Shelter, also known as Six Souls. It was also released as that in certain areas. And yeah, it was released April 5th, 2013, and it was directed by Mas Marland, who did films like Underworld Awakening, Swoon, Menatzel, and The Defeated. And it was also directed by Bjorn Stein, who also worked on Underworld Awakening, Swoon, Menatzel, but he also did a film called Storm. And this had a box office earnings of only $3.2 million. This was a flop when it came out. Now, this is a psychological horror thriller of a psychologist who's trying to figure out what's going on with this one guy who appears to have multi-personality disorder. And so as she starts digging deeper, her and her colleague, who is also her father, manages to find a way to trigger the other personalities to come out. But things might not be as they seem, as there's some darker things happening in front of them that they're not sure about, and then they uncover later on. Overall, this film it has a unique idea and a cool premise. Now, they kind of reveal a lot of it right at the beginning, and but the cinematography, the music, and even the acting is actually really good in this. And it has Julianne Moore playing the psychologist, who she's actually really good in this. She's one of the better actors. She doesn't really get very many good horror thriller roles, but this one was surprisingly, she did a really good job in it. And I like that. Some of the characters aren't too fleshed out in this. Some of them are and it works. And there is some pretty good disturbing scenes in this. As I'm going to spoil some of this just so you know right now. But as halfway through the film, they slowly realize that it might not be a multi-personality disorder. It might be the actual entities in him and an evil entity holding them. Basically, he goes and he attacks the psychologist's daughter, trying to take her soul. And it's a little disturbing watching a guy hold it, trying to suck a kid's soul out on camera. And it gets very dark in that way. And I actually kind of enjoyed that. It's very rare to see films push that boundary, because a lot of times kids are off. You can't really do much with them in these movies. Like even in Terrifier 3, they kill the kid, but they don't show it. And this one is just like you see him holding there, trying to suck his soul. It looks like he's going to make out with the kid and stuff, which is watch a lot of those pred videos on like TikTok and stuff. It's kind of similar to that, and it's kind of dark and gross and weird, and it was just a little unnerving. And the way that it ends and stuff was pretty lackluster, but still, the film was actually an all-right movie. I thought it wasn't too bad. The story itself is pretty convoluted, and it goes back and forth a lot, so it kind of gets confusing. And if they didn't do that and kept it a cohesive storyline throughout, I think this film would have did way better. But still, I think it's better than what most people are saying it is, and overall, I still thought it was enjoyable. So I'm going to Shelter, or Six Souls, a 3 out of 5. It was good and amusing. If the story wasn't so confusing and some of the characters not very fleshed out, it would have been better. But still, for what it is, it was still an interesting psychological horror thriller that people should definitely check out. If you want to check it out, it is on Prime, and I'll link the trailer down below so you'll at least see what I'm talking about down there. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram. It's linked down below. So I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future. I'm ready to put the film title in there and some fun factor history thing in there as well. Also, my Letterbox down below, Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the films. And my Twitter's down below, reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in loop with this channel. Like this video, share it some more people. Wherever, comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any films or film franchise in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. And make sure you subscribe. Hope you find some weird, obscure, and odd they probably never thought checking out, because I also hear my opinions on popular films that have come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell, because we're going to go into foreign horror thriller territory, because we're going to talk about a Turkish horror film called The Funeral in the next review. So make sure you tune in for that. And yeah, watch out for all those multi-personality people in there, because there might actually be demons and spirits actually in them, might not actually be their mind. And psychologists are being run to the ground these days. So yeah, but that's it for this one. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, cheers.